Coming up, a Chapel Hill native has to evacuate the wildfires ravaging Southern California. We'll hear her story.
The fate of the toppled Silent Sam statue is still up in the air, and protesters also took to the sky. We'll have more on the story coming up.
And see how a local farmer turned his luck around thanks to some special help.
From the UNC School of Media and Journalism, connecting Carolina's campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us on Carolina Week. I'm Peyton Walker.
And I'm Bright McConnell. Lots of news to report tonight, but first let's start with the story that's actually happening on the other side of the country.
That's right, the wildfires in California are the deadliest in the state's history, killing at least 50 people and forcing thousands to leave their homes. Reporter Maryam Mohammed spoke to a Tar Heel native who had to evacuate college campus in Malibu as the fire moved in.
Chapel Hill native Olivia Kay is a student at Pepperdine University. She left campus as a fire spread across the area, but she worried for her friends who couldn't leave.
I have a lot of friends who are from out of state or up from Northern California, and they didn't have anywhere to go. They can't just go to LA and pay for a hotel room. Some people did that, but a lot of people can't just do that right off the bat.
Olivia's dad is UNC professor Gary Kay. He says it's been difficult watching the situation unfold from so far away.
Of course, it's scary for all those people that had to abandon their homes, and I was sort of living it through her because she was telling me about what her friends were sending out on Instagram and on Snap, and it was kind of scary for them.
Although hundreds of firefighters have been working around the clock to fight the flames, Olivia says it's taken time for them to make headway.
It was so massive that it was really hard for them to contain up until midday Saturday, and just continue to spray houses with homes, but there's a lot of homes that they couldn't stop the fire, so a lot of them were just burning.
She says many professors lost their homes to the fire.
Teaching is definitely, it can't be their first priority right now. Their safety is the first priority, and then they have to rebuild their lives.
Pepperdine has canceled classes until after Thanksgiving break. In Chapel Hill, Maryam Mohammed, Carolina Week.
Thankfully, the fire has not reached the Pepperdine campus and no injuries have been reported there. Olivia Kay will be staying here in Chapel Hill until after the Thanksgiving holiday.
Now to a story that's uniquely North Carolinian. A plane pulling a Confederate flag has been spotted in the skies above Chapel Hill. And the word is, it's all because of Silent Sam. Reporter Natalie Harden joins us now from the monument to explain. Natalie?
Brighton, this has been the site for many protests this year. As you can see behind me, Silent Sam statue is no longer standing. Some protesters have even taken to the sky to express their opinions about the toppled statue. You may have seen this plane flying around with a Confederate flag behind it and the words, "Restore Silent Sam." Now you may be asking, who is doing this? It's part of Operation Not So Silent Sam. This group says it plans to continue to fly around the state for the remainder of the month. It has also just been released that the university has pushed back the date to decide the future of Silent Sam. Back to you.
The numbers are in, and election officials say North Carolina had better voter turnout during the midterm elections than the nation as a whole. 52% of the state's approximately 7 million registered voters cast their ballots in this latest election. That's up 8 percentage points from 2014. Although the numbers haven't been sorted by demographics yet, some election officials say the huge turnout is mostly due to young people and women who decided to vote this year.
Listen up, creative types. There's a new space on campus you should know about. It's a studio where all UNC students are encouraged to explore their artistic sides. It's called the Morrison Art Studio, and it's a place where students can express their creativity and have easy access to supplies. The space offers things like paints, brushes, easels, and storage for works in progress. Located on the ground floor of the residence hall, the studio is the result of a partnership between Carolina Housing, the University Art Department, and Arts Everywhere. Workshops and events are scheduled for the next few months, but the space is open 24/7 to UNC students who are oriented and ready to create.
Electric scooters are all the rage in colleges, campuses around the country.
That's absolutely right, but Chapel Hill is not one of those cities, and some UNC students are wondering why. Reporter Madison Forsey has the story.
If you blinked, you might have missed them. Back in August, Bird scooters popped up in Chapel Hill. But the e-scooters were removed from campus by university officials before many could try them. So what exactly is a bird scooter and how do you use them?
So it's super easy to use a bird scooter. All you have to do is download the Bird app, find a bird scooter near you, click ride, scan the QR code, and then you're good to go.
Raleigh City Council has approved the use of bird scooters downtown, and now many are wondering what it will take for bird scooters to come back to Chapel Hill.
We're really looking at safety concerns and financial implications of inviting an e-scooter program to come to Chapel Hill.
Despite some risks, bird scooter users believe birds are not only a more convenient form of transportation, but also a way for students to make money.
They could be a bird scooter charger if they had a house to charge the birds. Yeah, it would be a great extra source of income for college students that, that need it and want something flexible.
University officials are saying that they will make a decision in early 2019 on whether or not bird scooters would be allowed on campus. In Raleigh, Madison Forsey, Carolina Week.
And one more thing to think about before you hop on a scooter, legal experts say by accepting the terms and conditions to ride one, you assume all liability for anything that happens. So if you hurt yourself or someone else, you are responsible for the damages.
And coming up after the break, from Chapel Hill to Hollywood.
The story of a UNC alum who made it big in Tinseltown.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Well, if you love the rain, Chapel Hill has been the place to be this week. Me personally, not so much.
I have to agree with you, but exactly how much longer will this rain last? Reporter Tess Benton-Soley takes us outside to tell us what weather we can expect for the rest of the week.
It's another chilly day in Chapel Hill. It's been cold the past 2 days, and there is more rain coming our way, but there is some good news. Temperatures will warm up by the end of this weekend. I am currently standing outside Carroll Hall. It's 44 degrees outside, overcast and pretty chilly. Those clouds are looking to stick around for the rest of the day, and you can expect some showers later this evening. There'll be an on and off drizzle starting at 7 p.m. and that rain will steadily increase overnight and into tomorrow. Looking at the forecast for the rest of the week, Thursday will be much colder than today's weather. The high is 41 degrees and it will rain pretty much all day. We are expecting 1 to 3 inches of rain, and it will feel a lot like Monday and Tuesday of this week. But good news, that rain will clear out Thursday evening and bring some sunshine for the weekend. Friday, the high is 53 degrees, partly cloudy, and then the skies will clear up for Saturday with a high of 58 degrees. Sunny, beautiful day, and definitely the warmest day this week. Sunday will have similar temperatures in the mid-50s, but will be mostly overcast. I would suggest for everyone to bundle up for the cold and rain on Thursday, but enjoy the nicer weather this weekend.
He's a UNC alumnus, a former Daily Tar Heel reporter, and a World War II veteran. But he found his calling in Hollywood. Reporter Colleen Brown brings us a story of Ernie Frankel.
Ernest Frankel, his friends call him Ernie, has been a writer his whole life. From Chapel Hill to the Marines to Hollywood. And he's been at it a while.
I'm 96. I'm going to be 96 in a month from now, so I will accept 96. It commands more respect.
But it's more than just his age that commands respect. Frankel graduated from UNC Chapel Hill, where he wrote for the Daily Tar Heel. He served in the Marines during World War II. After the war, Frankel moved to Los Angeles, where he landed his big break in Hollywood.
Here we are at the Hollywood sign, an icon of the film and television industry Ernie Frankel worked in. Ernie's neighbor and friend, Arthur Marks, who was a producer with CBS, suggested he try his hand at screenwriting. This led to Ernie's first big break in Hollywood, a screenwriting job on Perry Mason. Ernie would go on to write and produce shows, from I Spy to Mannix, Mod Squad to Nashville 99, over a long and successful career in Hollywood.
Frankel has fond memories of his very first interview for Perry Mason with the author of the original novels, Earl Stanley Gardner.
He said, have you ever written for television before? And I thought I was gonna get crucified. And I said, no, I've never written a television script. And he said, you're an honest man, and you're hired.
Frankel has held a number of jobs, from journalist to novelist. But there's a reason he found his calling in film, where he worked as a writer and producer for 20 years.
Film is participatory. The audience is there, and it grabs you.
Killed Robin,
and you're creating a new reality. You're making people go to places that they never could go before. I just didn't do this to earn a book. I've created art. It may not be fine art, but it's art.
Frankel is a man who has lived a very successful life, but it wasn't without sacrifice. And those sacrifices started right after his college years.
The urgent letters from the draft board back home, the last farewells as we dragged our suitcase toward the bus station. But no matter how or when we left, someday each of us would find the way back to Chapel Hill.
Some of his friends and classmates never did make it home. So Frankel has never forgotten his luck, not just in surviving the war, but accomplishing so much in his lifetime.
My luck has been to be with people who have literally changed my life. The Marine Corps changed my life. Chapel Hill changed my life. It's remarkable when you come to think of it.
This Tar Heel made his name in California, but he never lost his Carolina and writing roots. In Hollywood, I'm Colleen Brown reporting.
And here's a fun fact for you. Perry Mason is one of the longest-running, most successful legal TV series of all time, and it still runs in syndication all around the world. All right, let's go back from Hollywood to Chapel Hill. Here we've got Kimothy Jones in studio to give us the latest in sports. Kimothy?
That's right. The North Carolina men's basketball team played its home opener against Stanford on Monday night. The Tar Heels were fired up to break in Roy Williams' court officially for the very first time. Senior Kenny Williams led the team early on the offensive end, including this driving layup past Cardinal defenders. Fresh off his career high against Elon, it was Garrison Brooks with an energetic dunk for his team. But it didn't take long for freshman Nazir Little to make his impact as Seventh Woods threw up this lob to Little, who goes up and slams it home. Yo, he was in the air for a while. Luke May put up double-digit points again, including this turnaround jump hook in the lane that would bounce on the rim before falling through. Cameron Johnson was able to cut to the basket for this easy slam. He led the team with 17 points. Kobe White tested the Stanford defenders all night long with isolations like this one. He had 9 points on the night. With the final minutes ticking down, center Brennan Huffman sent a Stanford shot into the crowd. The Tar Heels dominated from start to finish with a 90-72 final score. Carolina moves to 3-0. The Carolina field hockey team has just straight killed the game this season, going undefeated and capturing the program's 21st ACC title in the process, and with relative ease. Well, they've brought that magic with them in the NCAA tournament. The Tar Heels defeated Michigan on Sunday to punch their ticket to the Final Four for the 23rd time in program history. The team has talent everywhere. Of their 9 goals in the tournament so far, ACC Offensive Player of the Year Aaron Matson has only scored once, and the Heels have still cruised. The only thing missing on the resume for the players on this team is a national championship. And if they can do it undefeated, can you say legend status? The team is headed to Louisville today and plays the first semifinal game against ACC foe Wake Forest at 1 p.m. on Friday. The women's basketball team is off to a strong start, and one player on the team has been most impressive. It was announced on Monday that Carolina senior guard Paris Key has been named to the Naismith along with 50 other players. Key has been balling out to start the season, averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. If the women's team is to be successful the rest of the year, no doubt Key will be a big reason why. Key added another 15 points in a 59-47 win earlier today against VCU. The men's soccer team couldn't capture the ACC title over the weekend, but it wasn't all bad news. Senior Alex Kamizia was named 2018 ACC Player of the Year. The talented Tar Heel is only the third player to earn the award in team history. Carolina is the No. 5 seed in the NCAA tournament and plays a yet-to-be-decided opponent on Sunday in Cary.
Thanks so much, Timothy. Coming up, they're credited for saving the family farm.
We'll explain when we come back.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Enable me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am? I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
A local man decided to quit his job and buy a farm.
But when growing produce wasn't paying the bills, he turned to something else. Reporter Isabella Ponder has the story.
When you think of farms, you probably think about growing food. But this farm specializes in goats. Andrew Criffield owns Springhaven Farm in Chapel Hill. But he hasn't always been a farmer.
I was a network engineer for 25 years, and then my wife and I decided that it was time for a change.
That change was the farm. They purchased it 18 years ago and grew vegetables and taught lessons. But tough times forced them to find something else to bring people in. Hence, the goats.
I had seen online where there was a farm in Connecticut or something like that doing goat yoga. So I decided that we could do that too.
According to Andrew, it's goats like these that bring people to his farm for holidays throughout the year.
Since that worked out so well, we started doing every holiday with goats. And we did Christmas with goats and Valentine's with goats and St. Patrick's Day with goats, and people just kept showing up.
Even with all the success from goats, the farm still requires a lot of hard work.
A lot of fun and a lot of work. There's a lot of things that need taken care of each day, and something always goes wrong.
Despite the challenges, Andrew doesn't plan on giving up the farm business anytime soon.
Once you've had a taste of this, it would be really hard to go back. I think it's akin to just somebody who hasn't ever had total freedom to having freedom.
In Chapel Hill, Isabella Ponder, Carolina Week.
Wow, those goats are sure are adorable.
So I've actually been out to that farm and participated in that, and it was an absolute blast.
It seems like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and coming up, they're going to do Christmas with goats, so I'll be sure to be at that because that looks great.
Yeah, it sounds like a great way to get into the festive spirit.
Absolutely.
Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.